We can't accept that.
Well, Canadian football fans, we're here. At least we're almost here.
Maybe you can go
Uh,
skateboarding with horse
the last 7 weeks were crazy, but the thing I can't believe, the thing I still can't believe about that home stretch was um, the Rough Riders. How did they fuck this up? How did they absolutely fuck this up? I mean, they had every chance in the world to get in the playoffs, and they screwed it up. They all they had to do was beat Calgary in one game, but they couldn't even do that. And they said Calgary won the season series, and just took it the rest of the way. Crazy thing is Calgary. The thing of it is Calgary got in the playoffs with a 6-12 record. This is why I love the Canadian Football League because it is all such absolute chaos, and part of that chaos is teams making the playoffs after winning 1/3 of their games. Oh man. So imagine that team was the Grey Cup. You know, crazy things have happened in sports. I mean, look what's happened so far this year. Florida Panthers finished 30 points worse than they did when they won the President's Trophy, and they made the Cup final. Even beat out a 65-win team in round one. Um, the Miami Heat, had to play the play-in, and they made it all the way to the finals. And now, just recently, the Arizona Diamondbacks weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. They were supposed to be in fourth place in the National League West because everybody had the California teams being good. You know, the Dodgers were supposed to win the division, which they did, but the Giants and Padres were supposed to be just way ahead of them. Didn't happen. Diamondbacks made the postseason, got the last spot, went all the way to the World Series. They came up short. That's another story for another video. But so who's to say this couldn't happen in Calgary? The 6-12 Stampeders going all the way. The Canadian Football League is crazy. And of course, the funny thing about the home stretch is the Argonauts, my Argonauts, we were just in the background, really. We clinched everything entering the home stretch. So we played like 6 weeks of meaningless football and still went 5-1, which is really surprising. Usually, you play that much meaningless games, you're gonna lose about half of them. But we went 5-1, with the only loss being to Winnipeg, who is definitely no pushover. And of course, the road to the West goes through Winnipeg, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting jam here. Grey Cup playoffs. Now, the schedule's changed. The Grey Cup playoff games will all but the main one. They're gonna be on Saturdays now. Yeah, they've been changing things. They changed US networks. They're not. This is the first year on CBS Sports Network this year. But they've been on ESPN for close to a decade, and before that they had games on the NBC Sports Network. But yeah, so CBS Sports Network took the CFL. However, for what I'm reading, they will not be airing the playoff games, which is very strange. Because when ESPN had the CFL coverage, all five playoff games, both semifinals, both finals, and the championship aired on the ESPN networks. But it looks like it's going to be CFL Plus, which is the league's streaming service. It's going to be CFL Plus for us Yanks here in the U.S. and for other fans outside of Canada. But it's going to be interesting. So the Eastern semifinal and the division semifinal takes place tomorrow. Um, First game is the Hamilton and Montreal. They just played each other last week to end the regular season. So I think they should. It's going to be an interesting rematch, and of course, the Western semifinal is going to be the game between uh, the Lions and the Stampeders again. It could really be something if the Stampeders upset them, but we don't know. But it's gonna be good. But even I would think Montreal and BC will win those games. I kind of made a bit of a prediction, not an official prediction, but I kind of made a bit of a prediction that the final the Grey Cup this year will be Toronto and BC. I would like to see that, but I think I see no reason why we shouldn't repeat. I think we're going to repeat. It's going to be Toronto and BC. I think that's my prediction. So BC and Montreal should win tomorrow's semifinals. So anyway, that's my brief recap of the CFL's home stretch and get you ready for the playoffs. If you like this video, click like button, click subscribe. If you want more. Each of my stories from about the last 7 weeks will be in the description below. Check them out when you can, and I'll try to get a World Series recap to you very, very shortly. So stay tuned.